Sunday, February 15th, 2026. You know, depending on where you were in the world, you might have been asleep, maybe just sitting down for lunch. But in Adelaide, Australia, something happened that, I mean, statistically, physiologically, just it shouldn't have been possible.
No.
We're not talking about a lucky bounce or a long putt dropping. We are talking about a resurrection.
That is, honestly, it's the only word for it, resurrection. I know it sounds like hyperbole, but when you look at the data points, I mean, what else fits?
We're talking, of course, about Anthony Kim, a guy who was, for all intents and purposes, a ghost for over a decade.
A total ghost.
He became this what-if story, a cautionary tale, an urban legend, really.
Yeah.
And yet the headline we're all looking at today is real. Anthony Kim has won LIV Golf Adelaide.
It's a statistical anomaly, it's a physical marvel, and it's a psychological masterpiece. His first professional win since the Shell Houston Open. Nearly 16 years ago.
16 years. I mean, to put that in perspective for everyone listening, when AK last held a trophy, the first iPad didn't exist.
Right.
Instagram wasn't a thing. And for 12 and a half of those years, he didn't hit a single professional golf shot.
And that's the thing you have to keep coming back to. In modern sports, a 3-year break is basically a career death sentence. 12 years. It's an eternity.
The game is totally different.
Completely. The ball speeds, the analytics, the length of the courses. He didn't just step off a train and get back on. He stepped off a steep engine and tried to board a bullet train.
So today, that's our mission. We've got to unpack how this happened. We're not just celebrating it, we need to deconstruct it. We've got reports from the Grange, technical breakdown, some incredibly raw interview transcripts.
Right.
We have to figure out how a guy who battled addiction, spinal fusion, which we really need to get into.
Yeah, we do.
And what he calls scam artists, managed to stare down Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau.
And let's be clear about that part. He didn't win some minor event against a weak field. He beat 2 absolute giants of the modern game.
Exactly. Rahm and DeChambeau, the pinnacle of tower golf today. So, okay, let's set the scene. Sunday in Adelaide, the atmosphere is, well, if you've seen the clips, it's not quiet.
It's not your grandfather's country club, that's for sure. It's loud, it's rowdy, a stadium atmosphere.
And going into that final round, Anthony Kim, I mean, he's basically an afterthought for the title, right?
Completely off the radar. He started the day trailing by 5 shots. Now, 5 shots might not sound like a mountain to a casual golfer.
Right.
But on a Sunday in pro golf, chasing the world #1, it's a mountain. You just don't make that up.
You'd expect a guy like Jon Rahm to just suffocate the field, just churn out pars and close the door.
Precisely. Rahm's a machine. He plays what you call bully golf. Hits it long, hits it straight, very few mental mistakes, and DeChambeau can just overpower a course. Kim was the wild card, just trying to prove he belonged.
But then the round starts, and the probability models just, they break.
They completely bro, yeah.
Let's look at the scorecard, because the data here it's wild. He didn't just play well. He went nuclear. He shot a 9 under 63.
Which is a world-class score any day, let alone under that kind of pressure. But it's how he did it. DeChambeau actually opened the door first.
To look a little shaky.
Very shaky. A couple of bogeys on the front 9. He just faded and ended up shooting a 74.
But Rahm didn't collapse. That's the key thing.
No. Rahm played solid golf. Steady. But steady doesn't cut it when the guy behind you catches fire. Kim birdied 4, 5, 7, and 9. Just aggressive flag-hunting golf. By the turn, that 5-shot lead was down to 1.
And this brings us to the moment that I think everyone will be replaying for years. The watering hole.
The par 3 12th at the Grange, yes.
For those who haven't seen it, just try to describe the sensory overload of this hole. It's not a par 3, it's an amphitheater.
It really is. It's completely enclosed by stands. Music is pumping. Fans are, going nuts. It is maximum pressure designed to break your concentration.
And this is where the underdog is supposed to remember they're the underdog. The hands get tight, the swing gets quick.
Exactly. The fight or flight kicks in. Fine motor skills degrade. But Kim steps up and just stripes an iron, lands it about 17 feet from the hole.
And Rahm is right there watching. But Kim, he drains the birdie putt.
Dead center.
And the reaction, I mean, I was reading descriptions of this, and it just gives you chills. It wasn't a polite cap tip.
No, it was violent. A massive, massive fist pump. It was the Anthony Kim from 2008.
Vintage.
It was, but I think it was more than that. You have to read what he said afterward. He said that fist pump was loaded with years of pent-up emotion, frustration, and fire. So that wasn't just celebration. That was an exorcism.
So he ties the lead there, and normally that's when the adrenaline dump happens, right? You get the high, and then you make a bogey in the next hole.
That's the physiological response you expect. But he didn't. He accelerated. He birdied 13, 14, 15, and 17. A 5 under 31 on the back nine. That's a closer's mentality. He took it.
It's just absurd. If you wrote this in a movie script, the studio would send it back. They'd say, make it more realistic.
Nobody takes 12 years off and beats the world #1.
Yeah, truly. It defies the logic of muscle memory, competitive rust, all of it.
But to really get the magnitude of this, we have to rewind. We have to go back to the dark ages, the lost years. Because for so long, the question wasn't, will he win again? It was, where is Anthony Kim?
Or even, is he alive? Is he okay? That was a legitimate concern.
So let's establish the baseline. Before he vanished, who was he?
In 2012, Anthony Kim was a superstar. Mid-20s, 3 PGA Tour wins, Ryder Cup hero. Remember him just dismantling Sergio Garcia?
Oh, yeah.
He was the next Tiger. He had the swagger, the belt buckles, the whole package.
And then just poof, gone.
He had Achilles surgery in June 2012, expected to be out 9 to 12 months. He had a medical exemption waiting for him, and he just never used it, never came back.
This is where the mythology starts.
Oh.
I'm sure you heard it for years, just like I did. He has a massive insurance policy, the famous disability policy. The rumor was it was worth $10, maybe $20 million tax-free, and if he played one more professional round, he'd lose it all. So the story became, he took the money and ran.
Right, that he was lazy or greedy,
Yeah.
just sitting on a couch, counting cash. But the interviews from the last couple of years, that was a total myth, wasn't it? Or at least a huge distortion.
A gross oversimplification. I mean, yes, there was a policy, and yes, money was a factor. He admitted that. But the reality was so much darker. Physically, it wasn't just the Achilles. He's revealed he had multiple surgeries, including a spinal fusion.
Okay, let's pause on spinal fusion, because for a golfer, that's not just some minor procedure. That changes everything about how you move.
Absolutely. The golf swing is all about thoracic rotation twisting your upper body. When you fuse vertebrae, you lose that mobility. You just can't turn the same way. It puts incredible stress on other parts of the body. For a guy with a violent, torque-heavy swing like Kim's, I mean, a spinal fusion is supposed to be a do-not-enter sign for pro golf.
And it wasn't just his body that was broken. His mind was, too.
That's the part that's really come out recently. He battled addiction. He's talked about personal demons. There's a quote from an interview where he says, "I felt very alone, even when there's a million people around." I mean, that speaks to a deep, deep depression.
That's heavy. And he mentioned being surrounded by bad people and scam artists.
It's a classic, tragic story. A young athlete being exploited. He lost his purpose. He wasn't just hiding. He was trying to survive, trying to figure out who he was.
So you combine a spinal fusion, addiction, total isolation.
Mm-hmm.
The fact he's playing golf at all is amazing. The fact that he's winning.
It's unprecedented. To take 12.5 years off, the game evolves so fast.
Yeah,
the technology, the players, he was stepping into a totally different world.
But let's talk about that return, because it wasn't an instant fairy tale. He didn't just show up in 2024 and start winning.
No, and that's so important for the story. When he came back in 2024 as a wild card, he was rusty. I mean, painfully rusty.
I remember seeing some of those early scores. It was rough to watch.
Yeah.
Shanks, chunks.
Yeah. He didn't have a single top 25 finish in his first 2 years. 2 full years of grinding and getting beaten. It was humbling. He actually got relegated.
Relegated? I think people forget that. He lost his spot on the tour.
He did. He finished in the drop zone. He had to go to the promotions event and earn his way back, fight for his job. It wasn't just handed to him.
That makes this win even better. He had to eat humble pie.
Exactly. He had to rebuild from the ground up. He adopted this whole mantra, 1% better every day. It sounds like a cliche, from a gym poster.
Right.
But when you're starting from below zero like he was, that's the only way you can do it.
And there was some drama just getting to this tournament, wasn't there?
Huge drama. He had visa issues getting into Australia.
Yeah.
Almost didn't make the flight. Then, right before it starts, he officially signs with Dustin Johnson's team, the Four Aces.
So he goes from, will I even get into the country, to who are my new teammates, to I just beat John Rahm. It's a whirlwind.
Total whirlwind.
I want to touch on something for the gearheads listening, because this detail really jumped out at me. Anthony Kim has no equipment sponsors.
None at all. A total free agent. He plays what he wants.
And what's he playing? Because it tells you a lot.
He's using tailor-made T7TW irons. Those are the Tiger Woods muscle backs. And a Scotty Cameron blade putter.
Okay, muscle backs. For people who don't know, explain why that's such a bold choice for a guy with his history.
Well, modern irons are cavity backs, big sweet spot, very forgiving, they fix your mistakes. Muscle backs, or blades, are just solid chunks of steel. The sweet spot is the size of a dime. If you miss it, the ball goes nowhere and your hands sting.
So zero forgiveness.
Zero forgiveness, but maximum control and feel. It mirrors his old setup with Nike, which tells me he's relying entirely on his hands and his feel. It's a flex. It's saying, I don't need technology to fix my mistakes because I'm not going to make any.
And on Sunday, he didn't. That's incredible confidence.
Supreme confidence. It shows that even after everything, his body awareness, his proprioception, is just off the charts. You can't fake it with blades.
So let's talk about the emotional fallout. He finishes on 18, crowd's going insane. What happens?
He called the round therapeutic. Think about that word. Not fun or exciting, therapeutic. He said, every putt that went in, I felt the struggle and I was overcoming it. He was processing the last 15 years in real time.
And the scene on the 18th green.
Hugging his wife and daughter. That's the new motivation, you know. He's not the party boy anymore. He's a father, a husband. That grounding clearly helped him.
And even John Rahm felt it. Rahm hates losing, but he said, I was almost tearing up. He called it a joy to watch.
When your opponents are happy for you, you know it's transcendent. Rahm recognized he was watching a human triumph, not just a sporting one. He knows how hard golf is. He can't even fathom what Kim went through to get back there.
We should also mention the home crowd got a double win, right?
That's right, and that just added to the energy. Ripper GC. Cam Smith's team won the team title. Mark Leishman shot a 65. So the Adelaide fans saw their local heroes win and witnessed the greatest comeback in golf history. The atmosphere must have been just electric.
I can't even imagine. So what does this all mean? We've gone from he's a ghost to he's a champion.
It completely rewrites the narrative of his career. He's not the guy who threw it all away anymore. He's the guy who fought his way back. He did it on his terms. No sponsors, no handlers, just him and his game.
There was one quote that really stuck with me. He said, nobody else has to believe in me but me.
And that's the core of it, isn't it? That is resilience. When the world writes you off, when you're in pain, you have to be your own engine. He proved you can dig your way out. It doesn't matter if it takes 12 years. You can still come back.
That's unbelievably inspiring.
Ah.
But now I have to ask the big question. The ghost is back? He just beat the best in the world. What is Anthony Kim's ceiling now?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? He's 40. In golf, that's not old. Phil won a major at 50. VJ won majors in his 40s. The talent is there. The mental game is clearly there now.
And the majors are right around the corner.
Can you imagine Anthony Kim in contention at Augusta or US Open? A week ago, that was a fantasy. Now, it's a legitimate possibility. The swing is there, the putting is there, and his mind seems sharper than ever.
It makes you wonder about the idea of peak performance. Maybe a total reset, even a forced one, allows for a second peak.
It's possible. Maybe that rest saved his body just enough to give us this second act. Does this comeback have a second chapter that can rival the first one?
After Sunday in Adelaide, I would not bet against him.
Neither would I.
Well, that's a wrap on this deep dive. Whether you're a golf fan or you just love a story about getting knocked down and standing back up, this one's for the ages. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.